Notes.
I'm going to say one quick thing, and that is I'm glad there were horses. There, I've said it.
And none died.
And none died.
I like them repeatedly going back to this wherever kind of container Glenn, Rosita, and Daryl and Michonne were in their perspective, even though we didn't know that's what it was.
With the light shining through. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The guy who was representing the Saviors with the mustache, his name is Stephen Ogg, and he played Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5. And he is a crazy villain in that game.
Yeah.
Really good.
He had a
crazy
lot of
eyes.
Yeah, and he has a lot of presence.
Yeah.
I took note of him.
Yeah, and the game, they model his face, so it looks like him in the game too. With Maggie, I sort of wonder, I guess it probably is, but is it possible for a woman to have that much pain during her pregnancy and be okay for that long? I'm sure it is. Jenny was out of town, so I couldn't ask her.
I was going to say, you have a
on.
consulting doctor. You can ask her.
There were a couple of cool little transitions in the beginning. There was that guy who was running from the Saviors, running through the woods, and then cut to Alexandria, and Carl burst through the door at the same speed and direction.
Yes.
And then they were beating that guy, boom, boom, and then you see Enid beating on the closet door.
Yeah, that was good. You're right.
That kind of stuff is cool. And then Enid says to Carl from the closet, "What happens if you don't come back? How am I supposed to live with that? What the hell am I supposed to do?" He goes, "Just survive somehow," which is her JSS thing. Callback. And there was another callback with Aaron. He wanted to go with them, and he said to Rick, "You're going to have to punch me in the face again and tie me up." I like he hasn't forgotten when Rick did that.
That's funny.
I thought at one point when Carl wanted to attack their second group of Saviors, Rick said, "No, we're going to go back." And then he looked over at Carl, right? Like he was just sort of consulting with him. And it made me realize how much of a grown-up Carl is now compared to the little boy that started off on the show.
Yep.
I was starting to feel the zombies a little more in this one. Like I was telling you, the zombie effect was wearing off. I think I was kind of willing myself to when, who was it? Morgan was climbing up some structure and there was that hanging zombie. I just reminded myself this used to be a real person. Yeah. And then that always helps me feel kind of creeped out by them again.
They are very creepy, especially when they clearly hung themselves.
Yeah.
Or somebody hung them.
Or whichever.
Awful.
Either way is
awful.
Pretty bad. Flight 462 ended. Sort of.
I didn't even watch it. I scooted
it
right
ended on a
past
cliffhanger.
It. Did it?
Yeah. It just showed there was a scene in Fear the Walking Dead where Nick saw a plane, and I wondered if that was the same plane, and it confirmed that it was.
Oh.
And then
in LA, landing into LX.
Yeah, heading down at what looked like a precarious trajectory, and that was the end of it. So
that's going to be a bumpy landing.
To find out what happens, watch Fear the Walking Dead, it said. I feel like this show is at a point where a lot of people are really invested in it, and people want different things from it, and it's hard for them they can't please everyone. And also there's just an energy around this show that it feels like it's easy to piss people off.
Yes.
And no matter what they do, almost, Right. So that's interesting to me.
A lot of shows are like that.
Yeah.
Lost. I mean, Lost was pretty polarizing.
I think it has to do with the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Demanding fans. You're right, because I remember Weezer for their fourth album, Maladroit. They went online and tried to collaborate with the message boards. And years later, Rivers he's the lead singer, Rivers Cuomo. He's like, all the fans just wanted different things. Yes. They didn't know what they wanted.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You have to be true. I mean, it sounds like Gimple's being true to his vision and trying to figure out what Kirkman wants. Who knows?
I think once season 7 starts, it's going to be just fine, this whole cliffhanger thing. And when you binge watch it, I think that'll be just fine too.
People are mad though.
Yeah, they are. I know. But you know what? I mean, you'll see when we get to our
Let's
listener.
Do it.
There's a lot of people who are actually like, you ever asked yourself why razors are the only products in the drugstore that are locked inside a plexiglass case?
No.
Or one of the only ones. It's because they are so overpriced that people are more likely to steal them.
Really?
That's what Harry
Wow.
says. Yeah. Than any other product, just about any other product in the drugstore. But you can't argue that good razors cost too much. I was shocked when I first started shaving. I'm like, what? Why do they cost this much? But there's two guys who started Harry's.com that felt that way, and they do sell high quality blades that give you a close shave for half the price that you're used to, which is awesome. I don't shave every day. I like the scruffy look, as we mentioned, but I trim around my beard whenever I feel like I need to look more respectable, which is like going out or when I do Walker Stalker. And I use my Harry's razor, and it's great. But what has become part of my everyday routine is I use this face wash that they have.
Pretty nice.
It's eucalyptus and peppermint and apparently exfoliating volcanic rock.
Ooh.
And it makes my face feel really good, really clean and fresh.
You do look dewy.
And then because I'm getting old and my mother told me I should moisturize every day, I also use their face balm, which has aloe and cucumber. And you smelled it that one time, remember?
Yeah, it's nice.
It smells so good. I always make a point to smell it as I'm putting it on. It's really good. But Harry's is the only company that has great quality and low prices. They have German engineered 5-blade cartridges. They give you a great shave with no cuts or burns, and they have a quality guarantee. So if you're not happy with it, you get a full refund. Like a lot of our sponsors, that means there's no risk. So it's definitely a good idea to just try them out and see what you think. Why they have low prices? Because they're factory direct. They don't have any middlemen. They ship right to your door, so they don't have to, go to stores first. And it's about half the price of the leading brand. And there's over 1 million, I'll say, people have made the switch.
Thank you.
Thousands more switch every day. So you can get the starter set called the Truman. This is great for new customers, and it's just $15, and you get a razor handle, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 of these 5-blade German engineered razors. And plus, there's a special offer just for you guys. They give you $5 off your first purchase with promo code DEADCAST. So go to harrys.com right now and check it out. That's HARRYS.com, and make sure you use that code DEADCAST at the checkout.
Thanks, Harry's.
Thank you, Harry's.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
All right, so Deadline asked executive producer Gail Ann Hurd, will we learn for sure in the season 7 opener who was killed? She says, absolutely. That's
Thanks,
good to
Gail
know.
Ann Hurd.
Then they asked, themes of season 7. What will it be about? She says season 7 certainly is going to be all about the game changer that Negan and what that means to the world of The Walking Dead and all of the characters in it. He's certainly the most formidable foe that Rick has ever encountered, not only in the comic books, but now on the show. We certainly got a taste of that in the finale. I'm really looking forward to season 7. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman is in theaters. I mentioned I watched it and liked it. The box office went way down second weekend. I mean, I understand why people wouldn't like it.
Because of your review.
But I didn't mention that Lauren Cohan and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, known as Maggie and Negan, played Bruce Wayne's mom and dad in the movie.
No kidding.
As you know, anyone who's on this planet, they don't really last very long in the story of Batman.
Yeah.
But they're in it. So anyways, with all that Batman versus Superman, someone asked Bruce Campbell how Ash would take out different characters. And the one that was interesting for our purposes is Daryl Dixon, and Bruce Campbell said, Ash would defeat Daryl by throwing a bottle of shampoo at him. He'll be so amazed at something he's never seen before, he won't even know that Ash has crossbowed him in the spleen.
That's funny.
He's hilarious. He did all, if you can find that article, he talked about Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. He's like, I would totally surrender to Wonder Woman or something like that.
Smart man.
So Hollywood Reporter said that sources say Steven Yeun's 1-year contract with Walking Dead includes only season 6.
What?
So that could be a sign. I don't know. See, we're already leaking the spoilers. It's ruining everything.
That's it. No more interwebs
That
for
doesn't
6
mean
months.
anything. All right. A few episodes ago, when Abraham found out that Maggie was pregnant, he asked Glenn, when you were pouring the Bisquick, were you trying to make pancakes? And then a bunch of fans started bringing boxes of Bisquick to Walker Shocker Con.
Ew.
It's the actual pancake.
Yeah.
Mix, powdered.
Yes.
I
Okay,
know.
fine.
I know it is a little weird.
Baby
but,
batter.
Yeah. But it was cute. And they gave it to Michael Cudlitz.
Ah.
And he was like, what am I going to do with this? But then he decided to turn it into something good. So he actually called on more fans to bring more Bisquick and then donated it to a local food bank.
Oh, that's nice.
And General Mills found out. And so I think they shipped a bunch of Bisquick to Walker Stalker Denver this weekend. And at least one box I saw had Abraham's face on it. And it had that line about batter or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it also had a little circle that said, that, my friend, is some damn fine, genuine outside the box thinking. So they're turning it into a charity thing.
That's very sweet.
Yeah. So that's it for the news today. Not very much. Now it's time for listener moans, groans, and grunts. Not much news, but so much feedback. Like probably literally 5 times more feedback than we usually get. So this is just going to be a small sample, but I want to thank everyone who commented, who called, or who wrote in.
You want to do the first one?
Sure. It's your turn to do the first one.
All right.
I can do it. All right. Greg Schwam says, fuckity fuck, not blank, fuck.
I like that because really the blank stays blank.
Yeah. Actually, he wrote that before he saw the
I'm
episode.
sure he did.
But it's just as applicable afterwards.
Just as applicable afterwards.
Unless you say, not Daryl, Michonne, Rick, blah, 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 or Eugene. Fuck.
Right. David S.C. Zapanta says, how am I supposed to know if I should be rioting in the street? Yeah, we don't know.
I think if Daryl dies, that whole if Daryl dies, you riot.
Yep.
If you're going to riot, just have a little riot in your own house. That's my
quiet riot.
suggestion. Come on, feel the noise. Yeah. Jeff Rhodes says, this is like watching Lord of the Rings, but Frodo drives an RV.
It's really funny. Aubrey Churchward says, I've never felt such a bodily reaction watching an episode before. I was shaking and felt like I was going to be sick, all in anticipation of Negan and Lucille. When they started getting on their knees and he did the eeny meeny, I was more terrified than I've ever been before with this show. So to leave it that way, the way they did was incredibly frustrating and felt manipulative. I don't think the writers need an excuse to bring viewers back next season. We'll stick around if the writing and acting are good enough.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Renfro says, I'm honestly angry at the show. Seriously, that was just wrong to leave us hanging like that when we all knew it was coming. That was in all caps. The first hour of the show was pretty slow, and then they build up so much for nothing.
For nothing. Lauren Marie says, ain't that some bullshit?
Cliva McVicker says, that's it. I'm done with this show. They had a special 90-minute episode for the finale, and all we got was this t-shirt. No, I'm just kidding. All we got was walking and driving, then more walking and driving. And if you didn't get enough of that, they gave you more walking and driving. When you finally get to the scene, everyone wanted to see. Nope, denied. Like I said, I so done with this show. What a waste.
But there was some writing, too.
There was some writing, and there was some Carol and Morgan
shooting.
Action.
There was some shooting.
Mm-hmm. There was some good acting.
Robin Springer says, this ending feels like a stunt.
Beth Hoyle says, I think that anyone watching a hit TV show and not thinking a season will end with a cliffhanger is fooling themselves. That's how it's done. I think we're particularly disappointed because of the hype that came before, actors talking about how they wanted to vomit and couldn't speak afterwards, etc. It felt as if they, and therefore we, were going to see the brutal murder. I wish there hadn't been so much of that type of hype. I agree. I don't think it was intentional, but it did have that effect on me too.
Sarah Oak says, my heart was pounding and my stomach was in knots the entire time Negan was on the screen. Rick's face looked so defeated, and that just made Negan even more terrifying. While I hate not knowing who's dead, I thought it was an amazing way to end the season. All the fans were bracing for a major character or two to die, and now we know someone is dead, but have to suffer all summer wondering who it is. Love it. Definitely one of the best episodes ever.
Glenn Douglas says, great ending. Get over it. Great tension building throughout the episode. We've never seen our group scared and defeated. It took a while for them to realize that they were beaten. See, that's a good point. And
no, we saw them scared and defeated at Terminus 2 in front of the trough.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rick didn't seem defeated.
You think he was defiant?
He looked
that's
like he
right.
was about ready
and he
to
said,
rip somebody's throat out.
That's the sword I'm going to cut you with, or he said something like that.
I think this is true. We've never seen them just like, oh, fuck, there's nothing we can do here.
Pride goeth before the fall, man.
Who gives a crap about a cliffhanger? Is it really better to know Glenn died for the next 5 months and wonder what happened versus finding out in 5 months? It doesn't, quote, disrespect the fans. It makes people come back excited to see what happens. Great episode, great season.
And Todd Clegg writes, it would have been brutal to have Negan make Rick choose who got the bat. Oh, like
Wouldn't
a Sophie's choice?
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was thinking, well, he would just refuse, but then they'd say, okay, then it's going to be your son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not your son, who's it going to be? Dude. Oh, who would Rick pick?
That would be messed up, man. Probably Aaron. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I think at that point, Eugene would have heroically stepped up and said, make it me.
Pick me.
Pick me.
And then
he was ready.
Negan's like, you mean Abraham or Eugene?
I think Eugene was ready.
Okay.
Abraham's not ready. Abraham wants a future.
Oh, I thought Abraham stood up though. Eugene stood up?
No.
Abraham did stand up.
Well, Abraham stood. He was still on his knees, but he stopped slouching.
Is that what it was?
He kind of straightened up, but he didn't stand.
I thought he was just short.
You're sure? Now remember.
Okay.
No, I think if they had asked for a volunteer, it would have been Eugene, because Eugene seemed ready.
Oh, dude, that would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe Rosita would say, "I volunteer Abraham."
That's funny.
Let's see. Natalie Lopnaw Baker says, I was choked up by Morgan's act of saving Carol. He threw the philosophy that was getting through his dark time out the window for her. It was so touching. Added bonus, the horse lives. Yay!
Yay! Kristen Halberg says, Negan was cast, dare I say, perfectly. And can we all take a moment to appreciate the Schrodinger's cat, or as my cousin said tonight, Schrodinger's cast cliffhanger. Everyone is dead and equally not dead until October. As long as we don't open the box, everyone can still be alive, right? Sweet.
That's right. If you just never watch Walking Dead again, they're all still alive.
They're all still alive.
Jonathan Blake said, the one thing that disappointed me was not hearing any fucks from Negan.
And Grace Torres says, threw up in my mouth several times tonight. Oh, honey.
See, even other people are throwing up because of this episode.
Go rinse that out. We'll wait here.
She's like, oh, okay. All right. Emails. Brett says, well, this episode may be it for me. I hated the stun at the end with first person.
That's funny.
It took all the impact, pardon the pun, out of the death. The showrunners missed the point of what made that death so tragic. He's talking about in the comics.
Yeah.
It was gruesome, yes, but with clever cutaways, they could have gotten around that. What was impactful was seeing Rick and everyone else helpless to stop this brutal death and with no payback. Just go home and fall in line. That is what people should be talking about for months, not who was it who died. I did like the cast choice for Negan. He looks the part and had the right playfully psycho attitude, but felt that was diminished by what seems like a lame stunt. Well, I see what you're saying, but that's kind of why I want to see it play out, with being able to see who it was so we can see everybody's reaction and just get the full horror of the scene.
If they have a time jump afterwards, it's going to be interesting to see what people will think.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Mo Favo says, so I was thinking about last night's episode and got to thinking how we as viewers have been manipulated.
This is the email that I was saying was about people making dumb decisions.
How we've been manipulated all season. I started thinking about whether Gimple and Kirkman were leading us into the countryside to get us to a specific destination. And on rewatch of last night's episode, I realized that the Rick Savior conversation about whether it's your last day on Earth had a very different meaning from Rick's point of view compared to the Saviors, who said something like, there are many ways for you to get to where you are going, that clearing with Negan. It got me thinking about this season and all the times we as fans were critical and frustrated. What if we as fans thought this finale was about meeting Negan or finding out who Lucille kills, and it was really about Rick being destroyed and devastated and losing all his power? What if every time we were critical of the writers about the stupid things that Rick's group did to create suspense and tension really was about showing us that Rick's group is stupid? Seriously, moving the herd from the quarry rather than lighting them up, using an RPG in a pond to kill the walkers in Alexandria. God, I forgot about that. All the reactionary behavior and overreactions, taking the doctor out on a run, plus so many more. What if every time we questioned why Rick's group was running all over the countryside was really about how undisciplined Rick's group is? And what if every time someone questioned Rick's decision and his leadership, they maybe should have been questioning it? Yeah. Wow. What if Rick was a big fish in a very small pond and just this episode found out he was a small fish in a big pond with some really big Negan fish? And what if we as fans have spent this entire season looking at this story one way and it was really about something very different? Negan's group is going to be smarter, more powerful, and more disciplined than Rick's for a lot of next season. And boy, am I looking forward to witnessing the next story. If I had time, I would consider going back to all of the suspension of disbelief discussions and seeing whether they could have been explained by pure stupidity that the writers were intentionally showing us. You have to admit, we Walking Dead fans have become overconfident in our characters' abilities almost as much as Rick has. I think we were just shown how flawed they are. Wow. Maybe.
You know, hearing you read that, I think if there's anything to this, it might be that I really do believe that they get themselves into these crazy situations purely for drama, and then it ends up, in order to do that, they have to make stupid decisions. And I think as you go along, that's just sort of a side effect of trying to make a compelling drama.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, and with all the fans' comments, that it does look so stupid, and so they decided to bake it into the storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That does look stupid. So let's have somebody come and sort of give him the comeuppance.
We meant to do that.
Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah, or maybe not even being defensive about it, but just trying to have it make some sense.
Yeah, and that would make me less frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's something to that because they've obviously been making Rick really cocky. So that at least is a stupid thing that was intentional. It seems pretty obvious, you know, right? He's so cocky. Oh, we can handle anything. We can handle anything, and then this happens. Okay, and we have a few calls. We have a bunch of calls, but we had way more calls. But I'm not going to play them all. I'm just going to play a few of them. This is Lauren from Sacramento. He called before the episode aired.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say one thing before I watch The Walking Dead tonight. We are about maybe an hour or so away before it releases, and I just have to get this off my chest. But Jeffrey Dean Negan is going to fuck them up, and I can't wait to see it. As much as I love them, it's going to be fantastic.
Oh,
that's all.
I heard a cat. Did you hear that?
The cat's like, yeah. Well, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Sort of happens.
You have to wait till October.
All right. Here is girl who I could not hear her name.
I love that girl.
Hey, so my name's Eric Manamy, and all I have to say is if Abraham doesn't die next season, I don't understand what they're doing. Like, trying to give us this huge arc and then end up killing someone else. He just told Sasha, who we just found out they're in love with each other, that he wants to have kids with her. And he's so happy and content with his life. He has to be the person that gets Lucille. Like, oh God. This episode, I can't even begin to explain why. I don't know. Abraham is the person that ends up getting Lucille. No. It's going to be Abraham. Because if it's Glenn, it's too predictable. They can't do that. And if it's Maggie, she's about to die. She's about to lose her baby, and she's pale, and she's not looking good, and Glenn's freaking out. They're not going to kill Maggie. They're not going to kill Glenn. It's going to be Abraham, because this is the only one that makes sense at this point. I don't know why they would kill anyone else. Oh, God. Fuckity fuck. Mm-hmm. This is insane and crazy. But I guess I have to make a zombie noise. Cool, bye.
Nice.
Do you think Glenn at any point was thinking to himself, when did you get the mom haircut?
Yeah. Oh, nice. I like that call because it sounded like it was coming directly from her brain.
It did.
Thank you. Here is Isabella.
Hey guys, this is Isabella.
That says it all.
I have to say I'm disappointed but not surprised. I had heard rumors about this online, but I had hoped that it would go down differently. I mean, come on, all that build up and they end on a cliffhanger. Couldn't they at least let us be sad? I don't really understand why half the cast, went and vomited after reading the script for this episode.
Chipotle.
I didn't really see anything that would make them have that reaction. I was wondering how y'all think they're gonna promote season 7, now that they can't really show who's alive and who isn't.
No kidding.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't wait for Fear.
Oh, that's a good point.
See you guys next season. And honestly, I don't think this episode deserves a zombie sound. Bye.
But that's for us, not for the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll just have to show scenes with Carl, Rick, Gabriel, and Carol and Morgan.
You know what they're going to do?
And that's it.
Most of it's going to be, I bet you, most of the promo is going to be Negan.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they usually do quite a bit of showing different scenes, though, you know? Maybe they'll blur their faces out. Yeah, that's going to be tough, man.
Yeah,
we're going to know who it is by then anyways.
We are. What do you want to bet?
I don't want to bet anything because I really don't know.
Because you really, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think we're going to know?
I don't have a strong feeling. You mean whether it'll be leaked?
Yeah.
What
do you think the percentage
I would
is?
say there's like a good 75% chance it'll be leaked.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Let's not bet.
Let's not.
All right. Here's Aaron from Philly.
Hi, this is Erin from Philly. Holy crap, that was nuts. But I just wanted to get my prediction on the books. I think it's Michonne, because his initial eeny, meeny, miny, mo landed on her. Also because they barely showed her in the lineup. I was wondering where she was, and then finally they showed her, and then it was barely until then. And I think that's to kind of make us think that she's not in the running. All right, you guys are awesome. Thanks.
So, Michonne with a bat in the clearing.
No way.
Okay, it's Colonel Mustard with a candlestick in the dining room.
I can't add anything to that. It's too good. Okay, here's Kelsey from California.
Hey, Jason and Karen. My name is Kelsey. I'm from California. Let me just say I'm a huge fan, long-time listener, first-time caller. So, wow. That episode was crazy, and I really don't know what to think, but my friends and I were talking, and I have a question. So we were curious, how does Negan know that Rick's group was the one that killed everyone at his compound? Did the Hilltop tell them? Is there someone possibly inside Alexandria that's working with his group? How did he know? Did we miss something? I feel like it's not being explained exactly how we know they were the ones that did that. Anyways, crazy episode. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to think. I would do a zombie sound, but I don't do that on the first call. Don't get there.
Never. She's had a lot of experience.
Do we have to buy her a drink first?
Well, I know exactly how they know, and it's because, oh, look at that bird. It's because Walking Dead.
How about them Giants?
Yeah, because there's nobody alive who's had any interaction with them, right? They RPG'd all the people around Abraham. No, Daryl and Dwight. Dwight's had some interaction with them.
Dwight has had some interaction.
They can't prove
the people at the
compound.
Yes, the women's episode where they were being held.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah,
So
but I think
I couldn't have figured it out.
Dwight and the people that he was with are the only ones that they've ever interacted with, and they've got
that are
away.
Still alive.
Yeah, so I mean, they can't. I don't see how they could know for sure, though. You're right. Plot hole. Okay, and this last one is Michelle from Long Island. It's a little bit longer, but it's good.
Hey, Jason and Karen. It's Michelle from Long Island, New York. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about tonight's episode. Personally, I'm waiting for Scott Gimple to give me a crash course on how to avoid spoilers, because there is no way that the identity of the dead character won't be leaked over the next 6 months. It'll be in some random headline or a tweet, and unless I absolutely avoid everything having to do with The Walking Dead over the next 6 months, which I'm sure is not the producer's aim, I'm going to be spoiled. So really didn't appreciate that from the creators. I just didn't understand it. The episode tonight was kind of mixed for me. I thought it was slow in places. There was a lot of good character development. The acting was great. I loved the way they introduced Negan. I thought Jeffrey Dean Morgan was phenomenal. I look forward to seeing him next season. However, lots of cool things happen, and no one cares because all we got at the end of the episode was some weird first-person shooter blood trailing down the camera from like a 1995 video game as Negan killed the camera guy. Honestly, I don't understand. I understand to a point what they said on The Talking Dead about, well, this is closing out the story and the person who gets killed starts a new story. I get that. But everybody's going to find out before the season starts who dies. So why do it? Because it's going to ruin the moment. The comic, number 100, did not end like this. It ended showing which character died. Robert Kirkman knows how that comic ended. He didn't end it not showing what character died just to have a cliffhanger for the next comic. No, it was supposed to be an amazing moment for an amazing comic series. And unfortunately, I think a lot of fans feel like that was taken away from them, and I'm one of them. I can't wait to see what you guys think. I love your podcast, and I'm really waiting to decompress with you guys this week. So until next season, we'll find out. Yeah, I really can't whistle, but, you know, I tried. I guess I couldn't be on Negan's crew. I'm probably the one who would get the bat. All right, see you guys later. Have a good summer.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's another thing. I go back and forth. I love a good cliffhanger. It's fine, but it was very impactful in the comic to just have it all together in one story.
I'm telling you, if they had made this the penultimate episode and then the season finale would have been introducing us to Negan's world, oh shit, now they're in Negan's world. That would have been amazing.
I don't know about that. Because we got introduced to Alexandria, and then Pete killed Spencer's dad. I forgot his name. That was dumb. With Michonne's sword. Anyways, you might be right. I don't know. One interesting. So I didn't read this email, but I remember somebody emailed in saying that they didn't get used to get distracted by blood on the camera, but they totally are now. So
yeah, I'm sorry, people. They use it every episode. No, the nice thing is it does take us out of the episode, but it takes me out of the episode. But this was at the very, very end, so I needed to be taken out of the episode anyway.
It's like, oh, back to real life. I thought this time it was particularly, if they were going to do that, the camera was actually the person,
yes.
So maybe it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, because you'd have blood splashed up in your
all
face,
in your eyes,
right?
All right, thanks so much, everybody, for calling in. Now it's time for our next sponsor. That's Fracture. So this is going to be our last ad with Fracture for a while, and maybe forever, because we don't have any more scheduled. But
sad.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Fracture prints your photos in color directly on glass. It's a picture, a frame, and a mount all in one. And we love them, and we think these products are really great. And now is the time. It's our last ad for a while, so now is the time to take advantage of our coupon code. If you go to fractureme.com and use code ZHEAD, you get 10% off at checkout. I love these things for all kinds of things. You can get creative with them. I had our podcast art done. It's right up there on the wall in small size.
I love it.
I'm going to get Game of Microphones and Evil Dead Cast and put it up there next to it. Pretty cool. If you're an artist, you do digital art or regular art you take pictures of. You can make a fracture of that and put it up on the wall. I think that'd be really cool, right?
Yeah.
Digital art realized in physical form.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But my favorite always is just capturing great photos on them, memories or beautiful scenes that you've taken. Most of our listeners do family. Yeah, I've got Nico up there.
Yeah,
I got some coming in the mail with
Captain Nico.
Yeah. Places you've traveled to, things like that, to just put up on your wall and remind you. Not only do you get the memory, but they're in this really nice presentation.
I'm doing one, Don't Tell My Dad. So anybody out there who knows my dad, don't tell Dad. For Father's Day coming up, I'm getting him a picture of, he gave me these slides of his boat he used to have on Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. And I'm getting a slide turned into a JPEG that I can send Fracture and made into a Fracture for him.
He'll love it.
I think
he'll
so.
Love it.
Yeah, I think he'll really dig it.
Yeah.
His old boat.
Because he loves you.
And he loves sailing. Yeah. And this boat was like his baby.
It's really special.
The Maya.
My brother his girlfriend just had a baby like a week ago.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm an uncle for the first time.
Woo.
And I just asked him to send me a picture of them. So I didn't tell him why, but I'm going to do that one,
that's so nice. Yeah. What a lovely gift.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So they're really simple to get. You just upload an image, place your order, and then it shows up at your door. It's packaged really nicely and safely, beautifully printed with everything you need to hang it right away. And again, if you go to fractureme.com and use code DEADCAST, you get 10% off.
Sweet. Thanks, Fracture.
Thank you, Fracture. Okay, now I'm going to conjure up Mr. Blog for Comic Talk.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another riveting rendition of Comic Talk. Although this week, I don't have Grace with me, but I do have...
Hello!
That was frightening. So, Jason, thank you very much for joining me for this.
Of course, I'm excited. Except I was thinking, I know how much Grace hated this issue of the comic, so it's almost a shame that she's not available to talk about it.
Yeah, and I can probably mention, I think, the way she felt, at least about one particular part of this episode. But before we get to that, we had a few other things that came straight from the comic that... Setting Negan aside for just a second, and one of the first things that really excited me was finally getting verification. Well, sort of verification. The dudes from the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, totally. Only they kind of embarrassed the way they look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because they were knights, right? Knights of the Round Table kind of thing.
Exactly. And they weren't speaking in some weird, hath ye found yourself lost?
I mean, I think
with mine horse.
That was so crazy, and it really felt like, if I remember right, in the comic, they took a step back from it pretty quickly.
Yeah. They definitely did. But I mean, we still haven't met Ezekiel. We haven't gone to the kingdom. Now that's the kind of little tease that I really, really enjoy leaving off on a season on. and moving on to the next season. I thought that was wonderful, and I'm so excited for the possibilities of, being able to, what that's going to mean with Ezekiel, possibly with Shiva, all these ridiculously wonderful things.
Do you think they'll have Shiva?
I don't know. You got, I think you saw this on Facebook. You got tagged on it. Somebody on the Under the Comic Covers Facebook page posted a picture of a CGI budget cuts for The Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln will be playing Shiva the Tiger. I don't know. I doubt they'll.
I do too.
I just can't. If they did it, it would be like a single walk-on spot, like Bubastis from Watchmen, the Lynx cat that only came out really for one scene, but was a bigger deal in the book. But I liked seeing the Kingdom guys. I thought that played out really well. And of course, now we just can't avoid the elephant in the room, Negan, his introduction. We can pretty much ignore all this. I mean, in terms of the comic, any sort of road trip that they were on to help Maggie.
They were going somewhere. They were going to Hilltop for some reason.
They were going to Hilltop for some reason, but it certainly wasn't that with Maggie, and it wasn't this remarkably well-coordinated... I mean, there was a show of force, and it was pretty awesome, but not quite what it was in the show. But man, I gotta say, I loved it. I really, really loved just about everything with this episode in terms of that tension that was building throughout the whole thing, and then finally getting to meet the man himself and the freaky whistling. Loved it.
Yeah, I was just reading over issue 100 in the comics to prep for this, and they were heading to Hilltop, and it took longer to get there than they thought, because I guess when they'd been there before, they had Jesus as a guide, and it was coming up upon nightfall, and they decided just to make camp. And then while Rick was standing up on top of the RV, just doing watch, and he got yanked off by one of the saviors.
Okay, that's right. Well, there were certainly differences in the way there weren't as many people lined up there in the comic as they are in the TV show. I mean, my God, they have every principal character out there on that thing, which I'm like, all right, fine, that's cool. And of course the language toned way down. We don't get any F-bombs from our buddy Negan, but I really liked the adaptation and the way that they went with it. I thought Jeffrey Dean Morgan was awesome. I thought he matched the attitude of the Negan, I would imagine, pretty damn well. What are your thoughts on that? Did he kind of feel like your Negan?
I thought he was amazing. And, people listening just heard my whole take on him, but in between these two segments, I went back and read issue 100, and I didn't realize exactly how almost word for word the language was. And basically what they did was they just almost word for word, except they just took out the word fuck. So for example, this is almost exactly the same. He says, "We pissed in our pants yet? Oh boy, do I have a feeling we're getting close. It's going to be PP Pants City real soon here. Which one of you pricks is the leader?" That's word for word. But here's let's see, I'll give an example of show versus comic. In the show, he says, "I know it's a mighty big pill to swallow, but swallow it you most certainly will." In the comic, he says, "I know it's a mighty big fucking nasty pill to swallow, but swallow it you most certainly motherfucking will." So it's the same except for the fuck. So now here's one that's one of my favorites. He says,
it works. It totally works without it.
Which, it totally did. It does. But here, hold on. This is the last comparison. So he goes, "So now I'm going to beat the holy hell out of one of you." And in the comic, he says, "So now I'm going to beat the holy fucking fuckity fuck out of one of you." But I agree with you. I think he captured the spirit so well. That we do lose a little. It is a little different. I don't know if I'd consider a loss, but I thought he was awesome.
Well, it's you could call it a loss, but at the same time, it's like, okay, it shows that it's not necessary. He still seemed like a badass. He still seemed frightening to me. So I really dug that. I thought there were, again, as far as how the comic compares to it, of course, as you could probably guess, I'm really, really disappointed with the cliffhanger. I am a big fan of the way that the Walking Dead in particular always does a good job of wrapping up each arc for the most part with every six issues. I always kind of enjoy that. I hated it when they strung us along in the mid-season finale with the Jesse thing. I was totally waiting for that to happen during it. It didn't, and that's what I felt with this. I felt it was a bit of a cop-out. I'm a little bummed about it.
Hopefully, I was telling Karen, too, that when they come back next season, Gail and Hurd said we would definitely find out in the first episode who it is. And I hope that they show the scene again from a normal perspective.
Yeah, I agree. It was, And I will say, I know Grace feels that she was very disappointed with this as well. She was, I think, a little ticked off, much the way that I was on this. So I don't know. I think it would have been a much better cliffhanger to wonder how everybody was going to deal with the death of so-and-so versus who was it. Like you said, yeah, really, we're waiting to find out which one of our loved ones died. Yay, can't wait. Up yours. That stinks.
Even so, that last scene I thought was so great.
No, so do I. So did I. And as the comic lover, it was a really good episode, and I love the tension. Andy Lincoln was a little scary in terms of like, dude, are you okay? Are you going to have a stroke? And the way he was really looking freaked out. But man, he killed it. I mean, I loved it. And I'm also looking forward to seeing him lean forward into Jeffrey Dean Morgan's ear to say, I'll kill you, not here and now, but I'm going to kill you. I look forward to seeing that. And of course, seeing whoever's head is going to be a mushy pile when we begin season 7. Jason?
So much to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining me for this. Do you have anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, that covers it.
All right. Well, then back to your show. Take care, everybody.
All right. Karen's back. And it's time for, well, actually, this is not your segment this time because it's next week on Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the pilot, and watch it. I don't even know what's going to happen, but they're out to sea, and it looks pretty. The promos and stuff have looked
cool.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
And they've talked about how they're going to meet dangerous people out there, and you see some zombies on the beach and stuff like that. So we'll see. But I'm excited most of all to be podcasting again with Melissa and Duncan, because that's going to be totally fun.
You guys are the best thing about that show. I love it.
And as you guys might know, probably most of you know, Melissa plays Clementine on Telltale's The Walking Dead game. So she's a really good friend of mine, and I'm totally honored that she wants to do these with me. So it's going to be tons of fun. We're going to be a day late because of Walker Stalker Nashville, so we'll be out next Wednesday. And in that episode, we're also going to announce the winner of our haiku contest, where you get a Walking Dead collectible figure. We got tons of entries. Yeah, there's Rick shooting Karen in the head right now. And they should have Negan with his bat.
They will. Undoubtedly,
sure they will, yeah.
There will be one.
Already. So I hope you guys follow along and tune in for that.
Jeff Rhodes.